Hello, this is U.S. Immigration Attorney Sharifa Tharpe. I'm here live to take your U.S. immigration related questions. Put your questions in the comments now so that I can answer your questions. I'm going to answer questions, so put your questions in the comments right now. I'm going to move really quickly to answer your questions. Hi there, Sinkaran. It's nice to see you. I just made my appointment. Oh, awesome. I'm looking forward to speaking with you. So while your questions come in, if you want to schedule your appointment, go to the link in the profile or call the number on the screen here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, on TikTok. At the very top, you'll see information about me, and you can go ahead and schedule. So I see a question here. Can an out of status applicant get green card through employment? Great question. I'm so glad you asked this. It's an important question. Um, the the general answer is no. Generally, if you're out of status, an employer cannot petition for you and cannot petition for you while you remain in the United States. Of course, if you leave to try to finish out the process outside of the US, that's can come with very severe consequences. So usually the preference is to stay here and apply for the green card. And employers cannot do that except where you qualify for Section 245I. Section 245I, some people refer to it as amnesty. And this is where on or before April 30th, 2001, you were the derivative on an application or you were petitioned for. And in some cases, you had physical presence in the US, not always, but between a certain time period. Then in that case, you may qualify to stay here and apply through an employer despite the overstay. But if you don't qualify for Section 245I, an employer generally cannot petition for you. So if an employer is trying to convince you to work for them, and they'll get you the green card and you're out of status, you have more wisdom coming from this live to know that that employer either doesn't know what they're talking about or they definitely have something bad in mind for you, which this is where I represent T status clients where they are fraudulently induced to work for an employer, and the fraudulently induced by working in exchange for the green card, but this promise is fraudulent. I just received a letter that my EAD has been approved. Congratulations. I'm getting a combo. My 131 says 3 more weeks. Am I getting a combo? So sometimes you have to wait to see if it's on the card, because sometimes they right now, to speed up the work permits, they are sometimes issuing it without the travel document. So you'll have to see. Sometimes they don't update the status of your case, so it may not be reflecting that it has been approved as well. So wait and see what happens. You'll see it on the card if it is a combo. In the USA, I had 2 interviews for the I-130, 2-time interviews. So I'm not sure understanding that there, if you rephrase it. If married, a green card holder, how long the spouse will take to reach the US? I would say right now, about 2 years on average. How long is CR1 visa taking in Mexico? So the entire consular processing, you could be looking at about 1.5 to 2 years for that process. RFE was sent, interview waived. What is next? If interview waived, then that means you have the green card. So you can look out for the green card in the mail. I was denied. Let's see here. How long green card holder who can be naturalized talk to file for his wife? As soon as the green card holder is naturalized, they can apply for their spouse. Now, if you have other concerns, this is where it's very important to seek legal advice. If there's other concerns that maybe I'm not privy of, then you need to talk to an attorney. How long it take for a work permit after I applied for FAWA? I've seen them 8 to 12 months, most coming about 10 months, 9 to 10 months. I was denied because I can't prove how I entered the country. I can I can prove entry. Okay, so yes, if you're applying for adjustment of status and you cannot prove how you enter the country, that's very important in some adjustment of status cases where, say, the family member is petitioning for you to adjust status. Showing your legal entry, even if it is expired, is an important part of getting approved. If you can't, they will deny it. So if you can, then you need to, let's talk and figure out how to rectify that situation. How long does it take for someone to be naturalized and then file for his wife? So I answered that. Can I marry while my T visa is pending? Yes, so you can get married while the T visa is pending. Of course, just make sure you get legal advice, um, because you just want to make sure that whatever marriage you're thinking about, that it won't interfere with your process. But generally, T visa does not stop you from getting married. How long for petition for married child over 21 with wife and kid? 14 years. How long does it take for your stepdaughter to come to the US? If I'm a US citizen and file for her, she's outside of the US, I'd say a year and a half to 2 years. Um, I applied for the green card based on asylum after 1 year. How long no, it takes to get the green card. So I would say anywhere from a year to year and a half to get that green card. If my passport is expired, can I still go ahead and file paperwork in the meantime? So this is where it's very important to have legal guidance and representation. In some cases, I don't let it stop my clients from applying. So, for example, in regards to VAWA, it has not stopped me from applying, but we do have to make sure that we send in the updated green passport once you get it renewed. But in some cases, I don't let it stop me. In others, they may reject your whole case if you don't have it at a current passport. So it just depends on the case type here. Good afternoon. They approved my work permit, my travel document. How long that I have to wait for receipt and fingerprints? So usually the fingerprints come after the work permit and travel document. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Got approved email from 2020 from NVC. Still not able to submit any documents. Is something wrong? No, your priority date is not current. I'm married to a US citizen over 10 years and I-130 was approved, but I had to do a I-212 waiver. I ended up crossing the border. I have an asylum case. It sounds like you have a lot going on. Schedule your appointment so we can talk about, what the best course of action is for you. How long does it take to get approved for the VAWA? So it does take about 2.5 to 3 years, but keep in mind, while you're waiting, you're getting a 5-year work permit. So they are making it very convenient for you. How do you apply for a green card if you came to the States on a student visa? You can't get the green card just based on being a student. You have to qualify in other ways. So this is where it's important to explore your options, maybe through employment, maybe through family, maybe through other means if you qualify. How our green card holders can file for his nephew to get the green card. Green card holders can't file for their nephew. I'm asking for a friend who won the lottery, did not include her children. Is she able to? So my first concern is, why didn't she include her children? Did she skip them out of the application altogether? That can be considered fraud and misrepresentation. So it's serious here. She needs legal advice. What is the chance of getting approved travel documents for TPS? So it is permissible. You do have to show the reason for that. All right. So I know I'm here for a very short time. So this is why I'm going through the questions very quickly. I'm going to be back tomorrow again at around lunchtime to take more questions. So Save your questions. If I didn't get to it, save your questions so we can talk again. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the stepchild relationship. I did receive a VAWA approval for the stepchild of a US citizen. So I want to talk to you about how stepchildren and step parents can qualify for VAWA. If you didn't know, you're going to know about that tomorrow. So if you're a stepchild, step parent, you're being mistreated by a US citizen relative here, then you can learn more about that, see if you qualify. If you want to schedule an appointment, give me a call. Go to the link in the profile, schedule your own appointment. There, we also have Attorney Bria. She works with me very closely to evaluate cases, and she's there to make sure I can help as many people as possible. So you can either schedule with me or Attorney Bria so that we can get to help you. So join me tomorrow for more questions, and schedule your own appointment if you want individual legal advice. All right. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.